across every continent, every ancient culture, every sacred ruin. There is a mystery hiding in plain sight. Ancient temples, pyramids, monuments, megaliths, all perfectly aligned, not to the earth, but to the stars. But why? Why would civilizations with no contact, separated by oceans and centuries, build structures that align with the same constellations? Orion, Sirius, Pleiades, Draco, the solstice sunrise. Coincidence? No. What you're about to see isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a transmission from our ancestors, encoded in stone. Because they weren't just building temples, they were mapping memory. They were leaving messages for those with eyes to see. And you are now ready to remember. Let's begin with the most famous. The Great Pyramids of Giza. 3 pyramids, perfectly aligned with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Not approximately, perfectly, thousands of years ago. No satellite data, no aerial photography. Yet they placed each one with galactic precision. Coincidence? Now move across the world. One of the largest temple complexes on Earth, Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Its entire structure maps the constellation Draco, the celestial dragon. Not just symbolic, architectural. Teotihuacan, Mexico. The Pyramid of the Sun, the Moon, and the Avenue of the Dead are all aligned to the Pleiades star cluster. In Mesoamerican tradition, Pleiades was the origin point of the gods. Again, different continent, same stars. Chaco Canyon, USA. A massive complex built by the ancestral Puebloans. Every building aligned to lunar cycles, solstices, and equinoxes. Some alignments only visible once every 18.6 years. That's not survival architecture. That's star encoding. But here's the part that no one can truly explain. Why is it that, after thousands of years, the stars still rise in perfect alignment over these sacred sites? The Earth tilts, continents shift, gravitational pulls wobble the axis, civilizations crumble, time flows forward, and yet, stars hold their place perfectly. Some say it's precession, others say it's careful ancient calculation. But the truth is deeper than that. These structures weren't just aligned to the sky as it was. They were aligned to the sky as it will always be. Because the stars they tracked weren't just balls of fire light years away. They were anchoring frequencies, timeless, fixed markers to those who can feel it. Because yes, some star alignments do shift. Chaco Canyon only receives its lunar alignment once every 18.6 years. Other ancient markers realign every 72 years, or 2,160 years. But the question isn't, why are they anchoring to stars that move? It's, why does the energy return on a perfect cycle? Because the ancients weren't just measuring light, they were measuring timing. They were listening for the moment when memory returns. When the sky aligns, something in your field clicks into place. And it's not the view that matters. It's what the alignment activates inside you, because the ancients weren't building clocks. They were building keys, and you are now turning them. Think of it like this. The stars represent field gateways, memory beacons, and transmission channels. The sky appears to move, but the energetic resonance of the stargate, what that star means and transmits, remains anchored like a cosmic frequency node. These structures were built not just for astronomical visibility, but for energetic attunement, meaning their power aligns when the soul is ready, not only when the stars return. The field is running a loop, a playback cycle. These sites mark dimensional constants, points of convergence between spirit, matter, and memory. When the ancients built them, they were saying, "Here is where memory cannot be erased. Here is where truth will return. Align with this, and you align with yourself." These alignments weren't decoration. They were reminders of something we've forgotten. The ancients didn't worship the stars. They recognized them as portals, memory gates, exit markers, soul maps. In Hermetic teachings, as above, so below. As within, so without. The stars are not above us. They are within us. Each constellation carried a frequency, a story, a field signature, and when they aligned temples to those points, they weren't just tracking stars. They were creating resonance beacons. Here's where it gets undeniable. We found stone circles aligned to eclipses, pyramids aligned to true north, megalithic sites aligned across ley lines, ancient texts that describe stars we only discovered recently. Like, they described Sirius B, a white dwarf star invisible to the naked eye, with perfect accuracy before modern telescopes were even invented. They said Sirius B was the origin point of the Nomo, beings who seeded life on Earth. How? Because they were remembering. The Egyptians said we came from Sirius. The Maya tracked the Pleiades for soul return. The Hopi said our ancestors came from the stars. The Vedas speak of the nakshatras, lunar constellations of soul origin. The Aboriginals speak of star beings who guided their dream time. The Greeks mapped entire myths into the sky. Different languages, same memory. The stars weren't for astrology. They were for navigation between lifetimes. The ancient ones left this message: you are not from here. You came through the gates of light, and one day you'll remember the way back. The temples were keys. The alignments were signals. The myths were encoded instructions for the awakening soul. They knew we would forget, and they knew one day we would look up again, just like you're doing now. You don't need a telescope. You don't need to visit Egypt. You just need to look within. Your soul already remembers the sky it came through. Next time you look up at Orion, Sirius, the Seven Sisters, breathe, listen, feel the vibration underneath the stars. Your body is a temple. Your memory is encoded. The alignments were for you, and now you're waking up. If this video spoke to something ancient inside you, Comment below. I remember the stars. Like, subscribe. Share this with someone who's always looked up and felt like they came from somewhere else. This isn't mythology. This is your soul's map finally coming back online.